Ahmed.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Merci, Monsieur le Premier Ministre. It's a pleasure to be here to join you for this important announcement. And I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of Mayor Watson, Deirdre, who I've met, and Councillor Hewley having us here. Thank you so much. It would be a huge understatement to say that the last 14 months has been challenging. But like the Prime Minister has mentioned, vaccination rates are rising. Canadians are pulling together in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic, and we are seeing improvements at a record pace. With Budget 2021 announced just a few weeks ago, we have a clear roadmap on the road ahead to a strong, resilient, more equal, more inclusive recovery. Le logement abordable jouera un rôle clé dans cette reprise. Affordable housing will play a key role in that recovery. Nous savons que tout le monde mérite un chez-soi sûr et abordable, mais beaucoup trop d'entre doivent faire un choix impossible entre payer leur loyer et nourrir leur famille. But far too many Canadians are forced to make the impossible choice between paying their rent and putting food on the table. Et la pandémie n'a fait que souligner et aggraver les problèmes de logement. And the pandemic has only highlighted existing housing challenges and in some cases worsened those challenges. And the reality is that the people who are most at risk during this pandemic tend to also have the most severe housing needs in Canada. These are populations such as women and children fleeing domestic violence, vulnerable seniors, and racialized Canadians, including Indigenous peoples and other vulnerable groups. Ce que nous amène à la raison pour laquelle nous sommes ici aujourd'hui. And that is why we're really here today. As mentioned, our Budget 2021 proposed an additional $1.5 billion allocated for the Rapid Housing Initiative. Through the Major Cities stream, which will include a $500 million allocation, we will be providing funding directly to 30 cities right across the country to help them support vulnerable populations, including those who are homeless and those who are experiencing or at risk of experiencing homelessness. Ces villes sont, these cities are, Burnaby, Calgary, the Victoria Capital Region, Durham Region, Edmonton, Gatineau, Greater Sudbury, Halifax, Hamilton, Iqaluit, Kingston, Laval, London, Ontario, Longueuil, Montreal, Niagara, Ottawa, Peel Region, Quebec City, Regina, Saskatoon, Surrey, St. John's, Toronto, Vancouver, Waterloo, Whitehorse, Windsor, Winnipeg, and Yellowknife. Recently, I spoke to all the mayors of these cities, including Mayor Jim Watson. And these mayors are ready to put these dollars right to work. They have pre-identified projects that can help the most vulnerable populations right across Canada. The other $1 billion is being dedicated to the project stream of strong projects right across the country. This will help many, many proponents to be able to deliver rapid housing solutions for populations across Canada in the next number of weeks. Our first round partners exceeded expectations, and as Prime Minister said, we had an ambitious target of 3,000 affordable permanent housing units, but these partners stepped up and stretched and leveraged these federal dollars to deliver over 4,700 permanent affordable housing units in 12 months or less. Presque toutes ces unités, comme celle de la première ronde, seront construites dans les 12 mois suivant la distribution de ces financements. Almost all of the units, just like from the first round of funding, will be built within 12 months or less from the time that the applicants receive the funding. And we're already seeing the important impact that the Rapid Housing Initiative first round has already had right across our country. Nearly 40% of the units are going to be built in Indigenous communities because that's where the need is the most. And in this new round of $1.5 billion additional in the second round of the Rapid Housing Initiative, we know that because the pandemic has been disproportionately negatively impacting women, at least 25% of the new permanent affordable housing units that will be delivered in the second round of the Rapid Housing Initiative will go to women's focused housing. We received so many impactful and viable and affordable projects in the first round, more than the initial investment that we made. So we're expanding the program. We're taking 4,700 success stories right across the country and turning them into 9,200 new affordable housing units for Canadians. That is over 9,200 families and individuals who will soon have a safe and affordable and accessible place to call home. And that's what this is really all about. Ces investissements ciblés permettront non seulement de stimuler l'économie locale, mais aussi de créer des emplois bien rémunérés. These targeted investments will not only stimulate the local economy, they will create good, well-paying jobs when they're needed the most. Simply put, this is really great news for everyone. It's great news for workers, it's great news for families, it's great news for our communities, and as Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has just said, it's great news for our economy. Today's announcement builds on our strategic national housing strategy. This 10-year plan has grown from over $40 billion investment to over $72.5 billion investment over 10 years. And with programs like Reaching Home, we're not only aiming to reduce chronic homelessness, but with the Prime Minister's leadership, we're working to eliminate chronic homelessness once and for all from Canada. Il s'agit d'avoir une meilleure qualité de vie où chacun a une chance égale de réussir. This is about having a better quality of life. This is about making sure that everyone has an equal chance at success. So the takeaway is this: housing matters, and it matters now more than ever before because of the lessons that we have seen from the COVID-19 pandemic. It matters now because as we all shelter in place to control the spread and prevent the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. It matters for the well-being. The social and economic outcomes are better for Canadians when they have a safe and affordable place to call home. And it matters as we build back better. I always say that we cannot go back to normal as we rebuild. We have to build back better because normal was part of the problem. So as we rebuild, we have to make sure that we have an inclusive economic recovery. And that includes making sure that we continue our record investments in affordable housing, and Rapid Housing 2.0 will certainly get us there. I would now like to turn it over to Mayor Watson. Mayor Jim Watson has been a strong champion for affordable housing. And I always say that the National Housing Strategy, we are not able to not only meet our targets or even exceed them without the strong partnerships across the country, including partnerships with our municipal partners, exemplified here by Mayor Watson and Councillor Hughley. So thank you so much, Mayor Watson, for being here, and I'll turn it over to you.